Hey mate, how's it going?
This is the MKH channel. We are an intercultural couple living in Seoul, South Korea. I'm Nichola.
I'm here.
You were actually the Korean and I'm the Australian. And that was your attempt at Australianese.
Cheers, mate.
Finally, it's our apartment tour. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this. It's actually been and still is monsoon season. So we had so many days of rain or really cloudy days, and I didn't feel like I could show the apartment in the best light, literally, when it was those type of days. So we did have to wait for a bit of sunshine. Of course, most places in Korea, no keys, just the keypad. Okay, so this is our new apartment, but it's probably about 16 years old, so it's not new itself, but it is new for us. And we're really excited to show you. Okay, most important thing for Korean apartments is you need the 신발장, because that's where you put all your shoes and that type of stuff here. Because you take your shoes off, of course, coming into a Korean home. So we have a lot of space now for this, so this is really good. Can you see yourself in there? Okay, come in. It's a little bit bigger than our other one, right? If you haven't seen the video of our last apartment, then you can check that out. There'll be a link below as well. So you can see how much bigger this is, right? A lot more space.
It's much bigger space than before, like 3 times, more than 3 times actually.
So this one is 132 meters squared.
Yes.
And our old one was 32 meters squared, square meters, however you say that. In Korea, there's also terminology called pyong,
yes.
Right? And this one is just under 40 pyong.
Yes, 40.
And what was our other one? 11 pyong as well. So people wanting to know the difference between our old place and our new place. And then this way over here is the kitchen. So you can see kitchen, much bigger as well. I'm going to give you guys a really proper apartment tour and show you everything, because there's some things that are quite unique to Korean apartments and some things that, you know, might be a little bit unusual, like things that are unusual for me being an Australian. So over this way is the enclosed balcony. So remember, I wanted outside space so much, and this was sort of my compromise because this is how they do it here with these type of apartments. So the outside space is sort of still inside as well, but we can open these quite a bit, and then you can come out here like this. What we are going to transform into a backyard for you. So we're kind of taking, you know, the Australian values, what are important to me, and trying to put them into a Korean apartment. So I want to put like fake grass down and have some, you know, inside type trees. We're gonna have a sand pit. We're gonna have a little bit of a swimming pool over here. Whoops. As you can see, there's actually water, like tap, hose, that type of thing. So there's drainage there. So I was like, yes, I can put in like a little mini paddling pool. We want to have a slide for him, and all that is going to be in another video. We're going to do a whole transformation of this area, and you can see how big this area is, right? So it goes all the way up here. And I have some plants here. I have this seat here. We have some lights there. So this is a really, really big area. Ta-da! This is a really great place to try and hide from a toddler when you just want to sit down and have a cup of tea. Oh, and see, opens up like this. And you can see how low down we are as well. So we're not really, really high up. We're really still connected to the neighborhood. So while we had this place cleaned before we moved in, there's things that the cleaners don't do, like the outside windows. Like, we need to get somebody professional probably to clean the outside one. So that would be nice to do at some point. Okay, we'll head back inside and I will show you the kitchen. Oh, firstly, fridge. Does this look like a big fridge to you? It's not a big fridge. It is a small fridge in Korea. We actually had to find the ones that are smaller like this because all fridges in Korea, well, most of them are like, all fridges in Korea are a meter out this way. So if we got one of those ones, it would come so far out here. So we had to find one of the ones that's about 70 centimeters out. This fridge is also cool because it's got the door here where we can just grab water or milk or something like that, and then you can still open like that. This is the table we had in our old place, and it has to be replaced. Like, we're gonna have to put a proper dining room table in here because it's too small for this space. And over here, kitchen is pretty good. It's a little bit outdated, like the style, but I don't mind. It's good. It's got enough bench space. It's got like good counters. I don't know if that's an Australian word. There's an Australian word that we use that other people get confused by.
Sink.
Bench. Oh, and big sink. Even small Korean apartments still have a really big sink like that. That's very important for the Korean way of doing things as well. Okay, this is interesting. This is a side dish fridge. So we don't have anything in it because it's a little bit old, and so the seal needs to be replaced, but I'd love to get that replaced so we can actually use it because I think that'd be really cool. Over this way, it's just kind of a jumble of things because there's other furniture that I want to get in. So there's the rice cooker and all that type of stuff, but that's not how it's going to be in the long term. Come back in a year and we'll see how it is. So I'm going to talk in dollars a little bit instead of saying won, and that is just something we often do in Korea because we can take off the 3 zeros and then we get a rough translation to dollars. And I would say, think of it like a little bit less than American dollars, a little bit more than Australian and Canadian dollars. So that's often what we do in Korea. So I'm going to say dollars. And how much to buy this place?
A little bit less than $800,000, almost a million.
I mean, if you're thinking of it that way, almost a million, but a little bit less than $800,000, which is a lot for an apartment. And because we're in Seoul, Seoul is not that cheap.
But this place is even bigger than my parents' house.
And this apartment is similar size to a lot of Australian houses. Like if you have a 3-bedroom house in Australia, it's a similar size. And we are still in the middle of Seoul. How did we get this place?
전세.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about this in a previous video, what jeonse is in Korea. So 월세 is where you pay monthly. I mean, and that's quite common in a lot of other countries, but jeonse is quite unique to Korea. And what this means is you put down a very big deposit and you don't pay monthly rent. And you get that deposit back when you move.
So landlord, their income is the interest
Yes.
from us.
And it sort of goes through the real estate and the bank, and it's all very official and fine, and your money is okay. You can get insurance on your money. And Jeonse is usually between 60% to 80% of the selling value of the house or apartment. Now for us, our Jeonse is a little bit lower than that. So that means we could afford that. We could afford the Jeonse on a place that is almost $800,000 to buy. That's one of the really great things about Jeonse in Korea. So instead of paying monthly rent, we are paying off a bank loan. Unfortunately, Jeonse is not easy for everybody to get. You do have to be in a privileged position to get it. Like you already have to have some money to show the bank that you can get a bank loan and you can pay it off. You had to show that your business is going well, that type of thing,
My
right?
credit.
In your
letter,
credit score.
Yeah, my credit score was 1.
Yeah. So we are lucky to be in this position to go from Wallse to Jeonse. And a lot of people in Korea will try to do this where you start off with Wallse paying monthly, and then you get enough money for Jeonse and you pay for bank loan, because when you move, all that money goes back to you. So you may have enough to then get a mortgage to actually buy your own place. There's some nice steps there to that.
So next step is buying a house.
Yeah, so our Jeonse on this place is 2 years. Now the people before us lived here about 7 years. So hopefully we'll be able to stay here for a little bit until we're in a position to buy a place. Apartments can just have this really huge amount of, like, you have to pay so much more for them where it's not necessarily that much bigger. But we found a place because it was built about 16 years ago. And I think they were making apartments quite big back then. So we have a lot of space, but also it hasn't been remodeled or updated as well.
But that's fine because our priority, the first priority was space. So when I saw this living room area, I was just imagining in my head like you might be really happy to run around here. And actually that happened now.
Yeah, so we had a list of things, like we wanted this, we wanted that, and I think we realized pretty early that space was so important. So we didn't mind if a place was a little bit run down or a little bit, needs a bit of remodeling and that type of thing. That's okay. So that's how we ended up with so much space, because we sacrificed on some other things, and I'll show you as well. Some of the things like are not so great in this apartment, but it's all things that can be fixed, all things that we can do. So if you're doing Wallse, which is the monthly one, often the landlords will redo some things before you come in. That's quite expected, that they might redo the wallpaper or that type of thing. But on Jeonse, the landlord can just be like, nope, I'm not doing anything. But we are also free to do what we would like to do. I mean, of course, with permission, but it's very different from rental systems in a lot of other countries where you can't do anything and then the landlord might refuse to do anything. So there's a lot of things that we can do to make this place better. Okay, so let's look at this wallpaper. I don't know how much of it shows on camera, but you can see that it's quite old. There's not much you can do with it. So hopefully that will be replaced, or we're going to paint the walls or something like that. You can also see the feature up here. My mum asked about this. Why is it like this? And I'm like, it's just Korean style of having this type of wooden thing here. And then this is very Korean apartment style as well, to have this and then to have the fabric on the walls. But I don't mind this. I quite like this. It's much better than the wallpaper. So speaking of things that are important for a Korean apartment, let's go out this way. So out here we have a kimchi fridge. Do you want to explain why people have kimchi fridge?
Because we not chop kimchi.
So it comes with these, and you put your kimchi in like
Not
that.
only kimchi, we put like rice and vegetable and other stuff.
Over here is Hugh's office. So this is where you do all your work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't tell people your dreams. Show them.
This actually has a nice view of this tree out here. So even though this is like, balcony space, this is the back balcony, we've managed to transform it into an office for Hugh, and it's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. As well as the kimchi fridge out here, my oven is out here as well. So this kind of balcony space is just extra. It's a good way of just extending the kitchen a little bit. So there's lots of reasons why people have kimchi fridges in Korea. Of course, storing kimchi, but it keeps it at certain temperatures. So if you've got really fresh kimchi, you want it at a certain temperature. If it's older, you want a different temperature. And also kimchi smells, so you're containing it all in here, that smell, because it really seeps into dairy products as well. Like everything in your fridge can become kimchi flavored. So that's one of the reasons why a kimchi fridge is really important. So I feel very like made it as a Korean housewife and Korean home when there's a kimchi fridge. So some things we have on the back balcony, we have onions from the farm and a bit of storage, like recycling, that type of thing. We can hang laundry, and down here is a washing machine and more storage, all that type of stuff. It's really easy to let this type of backspace just become storage, and I've seen so many apartments where it just gets piled high with stuff. And because we are trying to be as minimalist as possible, we don't want things to get too piled up. So I do want to make this into a usable space as well, because I will show you something in a little bit of where this space joins up to. This is a 3-bedroom apartment, 2 bathroom, 3 bedroom. So I'm going to show you the space that is my office space. Yeah. Okay, this is the office, and it's going to be set up as my studio as well. So at the moment, it's just like the furniture has been put in here. That's it. We haven't done much to it. Also, wallpaper will need to be changed as well. You can see that's old and not great, and also not great for filming. Like, we need a better background for filming as well. I need to have an easel set up. So a lot of stuff has to happen to this room, so it's a bit of a nothing at the moment, but it does open out onto here. So as you can see, it opens out onto here, which is really nice. So it's not really windows, it's these type of doors, and this is very much like the traditional Korean homes, the hanoks. So it has that type of style while being a modern building. And here is the type of, what is it called? This type of paper. This
Hanji.
Yeah, hanji. The traditional Korean paper is inside the glass. So it's okay. It's not going to have like little toddler fingers poking through it or anything like that. And these doors can open like that. And you can shut it and there's enough light. I'm probably really backlit right now, right?
Yes.
When you do look like from this way, there's enough light with it out without having to be completely open. So this room is going to be transformed, and also we're going to put a Murphy bed in as well, so that when my parents visit, they can have a bed that folds out for them as well. So this is like studio, office / guest room. Let's see the other bathroom, or like the guest bathroom. Okay, this is like the not good bathroom. It's fine, but I will show you something interesting. Firstly, Hugh has been trying to change this and he gave up because he couldn't do it, so we need this changed. This is a little bit dodgy, and at some point there must have been a bathtub here and somebody has taken it out and then put different types of tiles down here, which dodgy ajashi work. So basic bathroom, but again, bathroom slippers, everything can get wet. There's no separation here of the shower. This is a very standard Korean bathroom. Okay, let's go out here. Let's go have a look at Yule's room. As I was mentioning before, this goes out onto this bit here. That's why I want to make it nice out here. So when you open this, it's not just onions or laundry hanging or something like that. So that is one of the many projects that I have planned. So Yule's room, he's got space for his toys and that type of thing. You can see he's been busy doing things here. You might notice that there's no bed. That's because he still co-sleeps in with us, which I'll show you in a minute. I also have some of his paintings here and the paintings that we did together. You can see those videos on our channel as well, where he paints something first and then I paint something more on it.
Hey, baby.
Okay, now I'll show you the main and the ensuite and everything like that. We come out to here, there's this space here, so I need to put something here. If anybody has suggestions about anything, that is fine. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily take them, but I'm open to ideas about what to do with our space and things that we can change. So this. This is the main here, and it's a pretty big main. It's a pretty big main bedroom, and it's pretty big for Korea. So we have our main bed here, and then we have Yule's co-sleeping bed here. Of course, dinosaurs. You might have noticed there's little dinosaurs around everywhere in our apartment. And so much storage. Like, we had like no storage in our old place, and now we have so much. And a lot of stuff, like, we unpacked very quickly, so a lot of stuff has just been put away, but at some point I'd like to have everything like very neatly arranged. But the good thing is everything can just go in here and it's fine. So much storage there. And again, we have the traditional Korean paper type style inside the glass as well. This opens up out onto this bit of the balcony. We also had an aircon installed in this room. So most Korean places don't have system aircon. It's not really a thing. It is in some newer places, but you know, coming from Australian culture where places just have aircon because it's so hot, you would think Korea being hot in the summer would have that, but a lot of places you go into, you do have to install aircon. And it is kind of funny as well because they have to drill these holes through here and then the aircon goes out like that, and then they just like silicone it up like this. Always the dodgy ajashi work, which is interesting coming from an Australian perspective, but I'm glad that we've got aircon in here. Let's go this way. So for the first time in my life, I have the Korean style dressing room. So come into here. So look at this. I can do all my makeup and everything like that. So much space, so much storage. I don't even know what to do with all this storage after being in our tiny place before. And all my clothes and stuff are in here. I didn't want to expand too much out that way because you could just end up getting so much stuff, and then because you've got the space. So I'm trying to keep everything in here so I don't buy too much stuff. You can see dresses and everything in here. So this is very convenient for me, and Hugh's stuff is up the other end there, which I just don't look at anymore, so I don't care how messy it is inside. And then bathroom. This bathroom is a little bit more of Korean Western hybrid style. So still have the bathroom slippers. But, oh, what is this? There's actually a shower partition thing. So you can actually go in and have a shower like this and be separate. Look at this, amazing. And a few different options for shower stuff as well. Now, it doesn't have this sealed off thing that Western ones do. So the water still comes out here, but it just goes down into this drain here. So it's still Korean style in that you can make the whole floor wet, but it is a little bit more Western style, would you say?
I don't know.
You got no opinion on this. This bathroom is definitely better than the other one as well. It's either been updated at some point or it's just been kept in better condition. Random dinosaur. Okay, so I'll show some of the issues or like the dodgy problems with the bedrooms. So this is very Korean style and so many places have it like this, but it is like a little bit old fashioned. You can see on the floor is this type of lino, we call lino in Australia. And this is obviously very old, and when it gets really old, you can't make it look nice. And then so you'll see, so very old wallpaper that is stained and that, and then it's just, they just fold it up at the edges like that. There's no skirting board. So this is very, for me as an Australian, this is very unusual that there's no skirting board, but you'll see this in so many Korean homes.
I have no problem.
Yeah, so Hugh's like, I have no problem with this, but this is the cultural difference, right? So I don't mind if we don't have a skirting board here, but I would at least like this changed. So that's something I have been thinking about. If anybody has any advice on that, that would be really good, because I know you can just get like new lino and put it down, but I would like to know what my options are and also like how much it might cost to actually get skirting boards put in. So for this room, like the roof and like the wallpaper and the floor, all things I want to change at some point because the space is so good. And that was the most important thing to us, the space, but I would like to, you know, improve things overall. We also got a robot vacuum cleaner, which is really, really convenient. I've always wanted one and I love it so much. It's so helpful because toddlers are just crumb machines. So that has been really useful. And people might be wondering what this is. This is an Aircon. So this is one that's big enough to cool down this whole area here. So as I said, a lot of Korean homes do not have system aircon. It's kind of a newer thing, or it's for like fancier homes, would you say?
That's expensive.
Yeah,
as well.
expensive to have aircon put everywhere in the home, right? But that can be normal in some other countries. So this is an aircon. We bought it from the people before us so that they didn't have to move it, and we needed it anyway, so they gave us a discount price for that. And it is like fancy, expensive aircon. So the interesting thing about this aircon is, as you can see, this is where the water drips out or something, right?
Yeah.
So you still have to have a hole that goes out, but they just put it out through the door and then it goes out to that drainage bit, which is quite different to how we would do it in Australia, but that's okay. Whoopsie, sorry robot vacuum cleaner. So this type of aircon is like this. And then it opens slowly like this. This is a Samsung, but it's not a sponsored video, but if they would like to sponsor us, that's fine. We have lots of Samsung appliances. That opens like this. It's actually really good at cooling down this apartment. And also this apartment doesn't get as hot as our old one. Our old one was like an oven because it was so small, and it would just, that's enough, thank you. And it would just get so hot, but we have such a breeze coming through this one, and then just the bigger space, it doesn't heat up the same way. So this is the sofa from our old place. Yes, originally from the Icho Kimchi studio many years ago. We're gonna change it at some point. Like, it looks really small in this space. So we are going to change this here, but it's not as high priority as some other things. And I would like to have the walls changed before I buy too much big furniture. And the floor in here is quite good. So this is actually a wooden floor rather than the lino in the other rooms. There's a bit of damage and there's a bit of water damage, which I'm going to try and fix if I can. But on a whole, like, it would be nice to have this floor redone, but it's not high priority because I think the walls and that type of thing are a bigger priority. So we're going to be doing some projects and probably making videos about them as well. So one of the first projects is going to be making that outside space for Yule. So that's going to be really exciting. And we'll also show the progress of like what we end up doing with the walls. There's so many things I really love about this apartment. So even with those things like the wallpaper being old and I don't like the floors in the bedrooms and that type of thing, it's still such a wonderful, nice feeling apartment that I'm so happy in. Are you happy?
I'm happy. I have no problem with this
So you don't look at the stains on the walls or
I don't care because think about the space.
I know, but this is also
and
a cultural
location.
difference. Yes, this is also a bit of a cultural difference as well because Australians are very much into home renovation and, you know, making things as nice as we can. And Korea is getting a little bit of that now. So, you know, there's more stores popping up that cater to that. So there's a lot of things that we can do. So that is exciting. I also really love that I don't feel like I'm living in a big apartment complex because this is a small apartment building. We're very close to the community and, you know, we don't have to like walk really far out just to go to a convenience store like some of those big apartment complexes can be like. So I think this is, for me personally, this is the best of apartment living with the best of feeling like you're living in a community in Seoul.
Yeah, and then we can have a party here.
If there wasn't a pandemic, we could have big party, but we can't. This is one of the things that we haven't been able to get that much of because we haven't had a housewarming party. Is the traditional gift to give at a housewarming party is toilet paper. So we should have had mounds of toilet paper. I think one person sent us some toilet paper.
Thank you.
Thank you, because we haven't had the traditional like piles and piles of toilet paper because nobody's come to see us.
And we have our own car park here.
Oh, you don't need to worry about like fighting other Ajashis to get the car spots on the road.
I have my own car park. I'm so happy with it.
And of course this space is so great for Yule and he's been having a really great time. He has so much energy, and the great thing is nobody is below us. It's just car parking below us, because that's one of the things that's difficult about having children in apartments in Seoul, is that the downstairs neighbors don't appreciate toddler kung 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 footprints, but we don't need to worry about that. So it's been really good. Oh, you were being Pachycephalosaurus? Did you kung kung? You go kung kung? Ready? And go! Ready? Go! I think up and the Tyrannosaurus needs to get up. Tyrannosaurus needs to get up. I hope you guys enjoyed our apartment tour, and hopefully in a year or so we'll do another one and you'll see everything that we've done with this place. Please leave suggestions of like things that we can do or things that you think would look nice. I'm completely open to suggestions. Please subscribe to us if you haven't already. Check out social media, check out the blog, and we will see you.
See you, mate.
You were supposed to say later. We'll
See you later.
Why are you channeling this
See you later. See you,
Australian?
mate.